It begins like any other morning. Sunlight stretches across the horizon. Coffee brews. Phones buzz with the usual notifications. But the world doesn't announce its turning points. It simply changes. At 6:17 a.m. Eastern Time, the first reports appear online. A flash in Eastern Europe. Satellite data, unverified at first, showing something no one wants to believe. A missile launch. Within minutes. Social media exploded. Confusion spreads faster than the morning commute. News anchors hesitate, caught between speculation and silence. And then the truth hits. The first strikes of a global war have begun. Across the United States, initial reactions are subtle. Not chaos, but disbelief. Phones vibrate on nightstands. A few early risers scroll headlines, shifting from unverified explosion to NATO confirms. Response. The markets haven't opened. Flights are boarding. Life hums. On coffee machines. Traffic. Morning radio, but beneath it, an invisible ripple spreads. At 6:45 a.m., emergency alerts flash across every device on the East Coast. National defense condition elevated. Remain indoors. Await instructions. Most Americans have never seen a DEFC alert. Some assume a hack, others, a regional mishap. But that sharp, unmistakable tone silences breakfast tables and freezes commuters mid-step. Law enforcement activates protocols written decades ago. Crowd control, transit shutdowns, curfews unused since the Cold War. Subways halt mid-route. Airspace over Washington and New York clears. Flights bound for Europe are ordered back to gates. No explosions, no bombs, just information, fragmented and terrifying. Television networks switch to emergency coverage. Anchors read statements that sound eerily like history repeating itself. Government officials urge calm, but their faces betray what words cannot. Fear, real fear. By 8 a.m., America is awake. Not yet under attack, but no longer at peace. By mid-morning, daily life begins to fracture. Supermarkets fill faster than any storm warning has ever triggered. Shelves vanish in minutes. Gas station lines stretch around blocks. Small bursts of argument mix with the hum of engines idling. The government's strategy is containment. Inform, but don't terrify. Maintain order while military assets quietly reposition. But silence is fragile. Rumors begin to spread. Missile strikes in Los Angeles or Houston faster than authorities can correct them. In Washington, D.C., the White House sits behind layers of barricades. Helicopters circle overhead. Military convoys move south to undisclosed positions. On Wall Street, trading halts. Not crashing, just frozen. Across the Midwest, power grids fluctuate not from attack, but sheer demand. People charge phones, freezers, radios. Losing connection feels as terrifying as bombs falling. By 1:17 p.m., the world goes quiet not from explosions, but from silence. ATMs freeze mid-transaction. Debit cards fail. The internet flickers, stutters, dies. Entire regions lose access to government sites, news feeds, social media. Panic radiates outward like an invisible contagion. In cities, stores cannot sell. Rural areas isolate as cell towers drop. Emergency radio stations become lifelines. Calm, repetitive voices echo through static. This is a national broadcast. Please remain calm. Federal authorities are responding. By 2 p.m., hospitals activate emergency protocols. Generators hum. Ambulances idle, conserving fuel. Patients and relatives gather outside. At home, millions stare at dead screens. Neighbors speak in person again, rediscovering the human connection. By mid-afternoon, one truth becomes clear. In modern war, the first casualty is certainty. Without information, imagination fills the void. Fear evolves, measured not in explosions, but in uncertainty. Overnight, communities rediscover resilience. Churches open doors. Volunteers distribute food. Amateur radio operators connect towns. Humanity adapts. Fragile, improvised, but alive. By 6 p.m., the sun sets without notice. Power outages blanket the East Coast. Curfews enforce silence in cities. In the countryside, families cluster around radios and candles. Trust fractures along invisible lines. Yet, amid fear, a strange calm emerges. Neighbors share resources. Parents comfort children. Communities rebuild their own networks, one human connection at a time. Rumors of explosions offshore spread. Naval clashes in the Atlantic. With the internet gone, no verification is possible. Highways are silent. Engines off. The skies empty, save for occasional streaks of light. Satellites. Aircraft, something else. Americans rediscover rituals once forgotten. Handwritten notes, whispered prayers, quiet conversations. Survival is no longer digital. It is primal. By 10 p.m., the blackout reaches coast to coast. The nation sleeps, disconnected from itself. The first day of World War III ends not with fire, but with silence. When the sun rises again, there is no sense of normalcy. Streets are lined with abandoned cars. Gas stations are dark. The hum of cities is gone. Only footsteps, whispers, and the crackle of emergency radios remain. Overnight, the government issues its first formal address. Via radio, continuity is maintained. Shelter in place. Assistance is on the way. Timing unknown. By noon, makeshift aid centers appear in schools, churches, parking lots. Fragments of international transmissions suggest the conflict is expanding. In 24 hours, a nation built on abundance learns how fragile that abundance truly is. Civilizations, systems, grids, markets, screens have vanished. The oldest human currency remains: trust, courage, and will to endure. The first day of World War III ends not with devastation, but awakening. A people forced to remember the essence of survival.